for me, Bolton's midfield is what stands them, regardless where they are in the league right now, although they're not top of the division. It stands them top of the division for me in terms of what Ian Everett's got to pick from in midfield. I think a lot of the other clubs in and around Bolton, based on my knowledge of them, have got similar players, similar type midfielders. You know, we spoke about Barnsley before with Phillips, with Herbie Kane, with Luca Connell. You know, they've got very, very similar attributes in large parts. Luca Connell's got great agility as well, and he's obviously got a brilliant set-piece specialist and brilliant passer of the football.
He certainly is.
But what I will say is, the fact that you've got Sheehan and Dempsey.
Well, Sheehan's been
and Magoma
nominated for Player of the Month, as is Ian Everett for the Manager of the Month.
Yeah, but you've got Magoma, you've got, well, congratulations to him for that, but you've got Sheehan, Magoma, Dempsey, you've got Morley, Thomason. You might think they're similar in one or two ways, but nobody else in this team can do what Josh Sheehan does in midfield. Nobody else really can do what Dempsey does. Sheehan doesn't drive like Dempsey does. You know, Magoma is very good flair, at bringing the ball out of defence, and very good at bridging that gap between the defence and your Morley. And your Sheehan or your Dempsey. Aaron Morley's brilliant at picking up the ball on the half turn, looking up, scanning the pitch, playing that diagonal ball, or playing that penetrative one forward.
That set piece.
And has that set piece quality. And then you look at Thomason, who's just I'd say Thomason's the best all-rounder in that midfield area. Where
can ping a ball, can tackle.
Ping a ball, tackle. He's progressive with his passing. He zips a ball. And he's quite good in wide areas as well.
As Blackpool found out, has got a ping.
Yeah. And I think for me, there's no other side with 5 or 6 midfielders that have got one or two attributes where they're all consistent with one another.
Yeah.
But then they've all got these different unbelievable things that just separate them from each other and the rest of the division. And it's the engine room. And every good engine room has 5 really good technical workmen that can do the business.
Well, we certainly have that in like you said, in abundance, and I think that kind of is obviously going
to the rest of it,
to our success. And we obviously, whilst Ian Everett was on, and me and Harlan was having a look at where was Bolton this time last season. And
tell us, Dan.
Well, after 28 games, we'd won 13, drawn 8. And lost 7 goals, 35-4, 22 against with a plus 13 goal difference, and sat on 47 points.
As we switch to, I mean, it's not the same day, of course. Last year we looked at it on the 27th, but it is now, of course, the 8th. But same games, 28 games. Dan, tell us the difference.
Yeah, so we've had 18 wins, 4 draws, and only 6 losses with 51 goals for and 27 against. So you can see already a massive improvement from the 28 games that we played last season to the 28 games this season.
It is 11 points difference positive, of course. 11 points, but them 11 points have come from, and when we look at the wins, I mean, Bolton, you said, had, how many wins was it done? 13, so 5 more wins
with the 58 points that we're on currently.
Yep.
If we look at what 58 points would have got us last season, we would have been in second.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a great way to look at it. But then you look at other aspects of that. You know, you look at the fact that, yes, it might only look on paper like one less loss, but that one less loss could have ended up being against the side in and around you, which is vital in terms of where you are in the league at this point.
Obviously, we've turned them draws into wins, and we've spoke about it, Bobby, me, you, on this show, where we said last season we would have drew that, or last season we would have lost that.
I mean, 2 games that we both know are two of them. Got to be Blackpool at home. Thomason wins it 1-0, and the Stevenage game, the 2-1 win. You know, that again was a clear example of a game Bolton would have lost last season, and they managed to get over the line against Steve Evans' side. So,
and we've said, and this is the thing. So that's what we're doing better this season, and picking up points against the top 6, something that we did struggle with. We weren't winning any against any of them. So,
well, let's look at the goals scored this season. Dion Charles 13, Victor's on 8 in the league. Alone, Paris Magoma's on 4, Toll's on 3, Collins is on 3, of course, but none for Bolton Wanderers, so count him out of that. Thomason's on 3, Idale's on 3, Randell, Zach Ashworth, Dacres Cogley, Dempsey and Morley are on 2 each, and then you get into the ones with Better, of course, who's only been at the club a short while, Sheehan and Dan Lunderloo. There's a good spread there, Danny, in terms of goals, and in games where
14 different goal scorers. Obviously, Collins is not a goal scorer for us, so we won't include him, but 14 different goal scorers this season.
In games where Dion's not scoring, other players have chipped in. There's been a lot more arrivals in the box or outside the box from midfield players. Thomason's big goal against Blackpool. Magoma scored a couple of very good goals this season. The wing backs have got in on the act. we look at that, but then we look at assists, Dan, which are, for creative players are the bread and butter, really. They are the goals for your creative players. Again, count Collins out. Sheehan's got 7 assists this season in the league. I think that's 4 more than he had last season in the league. He got 3 last season in the league, I think. Morley's on 4, Dempsey's on 4. I mean, look, though, we mentioned 3 at the midfield. Thompson's on 3.
Another 3. So Dacres Cogley's on 3, Bodvarson's on 2, Daniel Lundalu's on 2, Santos and Randall Williams both on 1. Ashworth, Charles, Iredale, Paris and Victor have all got 1 as well.
Absolutely.
So
now
again,
combine them.
So 14 different.
Well, yeah, and this is the magic. Combine the goal involvements. Dion Charles 14, so he's only got 1 assist alongside his 13 goals. Victor's got 9 goal involvements. And then we look at the engine room, Danny Rowe, and the engine room we're talking
Thomason,
about.
Dempsey, Morley, Paris.
All
8,
of them.
6, 6, 6, 5.
All involved in goals this season via goals or assists. That for me is why Bolton Wanderers have got the best engine room in League One, and I'm happy to say it on paper, whatever you want me to say it on. It's the thing for me that's going to stand Bolton from, it's going to put Bolton head and shoulders above the rest. And for me, if Bolton Wanderers win the league and continue to build on these statistics, for me, it'll probably go down as one of the best overall cohesive midfields in League One history as far as I'm concerned. When you look at the spread of goals and assists, you look at the quality, in games with your eyes, forget the stats for a minute, you look at how the boys play, they're brilliant. And quite frankly, if we were working for a different radio station and we weren't even covering Bolton Wanderers, I'd have to say that I would be praising what Ian Everett, Sharon Britton, the board, Chris Markham in terms of recruitment, and everybody connected with the club have managed to do to get this club where they are right now.